Now it is time to check in on the weather. Joining us is our meteorologist Rob Sharpe. Rob, good morning. Sydney and Brisbane both saw thunderstorms yesterday. Is there more to come today?
Well, for Brisbane, it looks like we probably will see more storms, but in Sydney, just a small chance of a shower from here on in. It looks like it's going to be better weather than we saw yesterday. More clear sky, but a little bit on the cooler side, I'd suggest. Showers and storms have been sweeping through the north and the east of the country. Lots of cloud around, and particularly in Queensland, that looks to be the target zone for a fair bit of wet weather this week. So the Sunshine Coast up to 76 millimetres at the airport, heaviest rain in 6 months there. But the storms have swept up north again. Townsville has been hit for a fourth or fifth time in the last week, with now a total of 260 odd millimetres through the last 7 days, making it the wettest November in 22 years for Townsville. But looking at the radar a bit further south, showers and storms swept through Sydney and Newcastle yesterday, but now there's just the odd shower in northeast New South Wales and one running through Brisbane at the moment as well. But across the country into today, we're going to continue to see showers and thunderstorms over a fairly wide area from northeast New South Wales up into Queensland. For Newcastle and further south, just a chance of a couple of showers around, but I wouldn't expect too much from that. And the bulk of the severe storms today should be over inland Queensland and into northeast New South Wales. Heavy rain and damaging winds are the main concern with severe storms today, and storms will be active again over these northern regions, possibly severe in those red shaded areas. But across the country today, you can see there's our stormy weather. The peak time for storms in Brisbane will probably be late afternoon if it develops in your suburb. But further south, it looks like another mild day with a shower or two developing in Hobart.
And Rob, last week you flagged heavy rain heading to Queensland for this week. So where is the target?
It looks to be the central east of Queensland. Now, it could have been Brisbane if the low was going to form a bit further south. That's what some forecast models were predicting last week. Thankfully, that's not happening. That also means that the low is allowed to move off and away from the coast. So you can see that rain intensifying, particularly into Wednesday as the low develops. And then you can see that swirl of the winds moving off and away, allowing that rainfall also to slowly ease. By about Friday, it looks to be notably dry across central and southern Queensland. So there's a fair bit of rain around until then, though. In the teal shading from the far north all the way down to the Sunshine Coast, 50 to 100 millimetres looking likely, but in that blue, more than 100 millimetres likely, and we could see some totals up to 200 millimetres, I'd suggest. So some pretty solid rain, a taster of what's to come through the summertime, but thankfully it doesn't look like it will turn into that much flooding. Maybe a little bit of flash flooding in a few areas out of this event.